of the major challenges that we face today is being as resourceful as we possibly can be in some somewhat restrictive times. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about resourcefulness. You know, I was looking at, as I want to do, some of the different pundits on the internet, on YouTube, and I came across one of my favorites, Joseph Rodriguez, and he has a number of different points. I want to share some of them with you. One of the things that he pointed out, and we're talking about resourcefulness here, and I want you to kind of figure this out and make some common sense out of it. And the quote is, "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek." And he was quoting Joseph Campbell. So what does that mean? That means that one of the things that prevents us from being our best self, from achieving our greatest achievements, is the fact that we remain in our comfort zones. And the point is, once you step out of your comfort zone and you get a little uncomfortable, then that particular new zone becomes a comfort zone because you've experienced it. That's the point. You see, when ideas of fear are released from your conscious mind, then there's a light that shines on the treasures that were always there. What do I mean by that? Well, when we talk about resources and creativity, if you stop and think about it, what is it that we are really creating? What new resources have we really uncovered? Isn't everything that is ever going to be here already here? Wasn't that the case from day one? As we've said before, if Noah himself would have been somebody that had the knowledge of and the ability to gather the materials that were needed, couldn't Noah have created the first computer? Clearly he could, but the thought never entered his mind. So there's kind of two different arenas that you have to take into consideration. One is the arena of the mind, which is, how far can you go? What is it that you can imagine? You know, clearly primitive man could not have imagined flying in a plane or going in a rocket or even understand about other planets. Yet as time went along, we made progress, and that enabled our thinking to go a little bit more. An example of that is, let's say you're standing on the shore at a beach at the ocean, and you can see a certain amount of distance out there. I don't know what the exact distance is. Let's say 3 or 4 miles that you can see, because the curvature of the earth, you can't see any further than that. But then you get into a boat and you take that boat offshore and you go out to sea, and then you can start to see more and more and more. And then and on the other hand, you actually start to lose sight of the shore itself, don't you, as you get further and further out there. So the point is that if you want to increase your vision, you have to step away from the shore, away from the safety of, you know, putting your feet on the ground in the sand, knowing and taking a step forward where you're out there a little bit. And a good way to do that is to, and using our same analogy, is you want to go out in the boat away from the shore. But one of the things is you kind of always want to have the shore in your sight lines, so you can still see the safety of the shore, but you're not there, you're treading forward. Then as you go forward and you see more and more of the open seas, and you gain a feeling of safety, a feeling of certainty, you know, when you're on the boat. Then as you go further away, you get encouraged to go further and further and further and further. And this is one of the things that we as individuals must pursue in order to become a great achiever. And what is it that enables you to have that vision, to see further, to achieve more, is very simply the word wisdom. So what is wisdom? Wisdom, very simply, is knowledge plus experience. When you're seeking out a new mentor, the person that you want, the ideal person that you want to be your mentor is somebody that's been there, done that, that has the knowledge and the experience. If you just have the knowledge, well, you're going into kind of an unknown area that is difficult to pursue. It's when you have the experience, when you know how things are going to react, then you're in a position where you can take some encouraging steps with a larger degree of certainty. And that's one of the things that we as human beings all seek. We want to be in that position of certainty. That's why it's so uncomfortable today, because there's such a great uncertainty, especially here in the United States, about what this COVID-19 is going to do to us in the long run. You know, a lot of the young people are out there saying, well, you know, if I catch it, I'm a young guy, nothing's going to happen to me, you know, probably asymptomatic, whatever. But there are other cases where people get it, so you know that there may be some long-term results that happen to your lungs if you catch it. You may not die, but as a result, you're going to... So we don't know, we don't have that degree of certainty right now as to what's going to happen long-term, because we're being victimized by this virus. So one of the things that we want to do is we want to keep the shore in sight while we're stepping out on the boat a little bit away from shore. So what is it that I'm saying here? What I'm saying is it's essential to keep the main basics in our mind fresh, right on top of them, which of course is wearing a mask, sanitizing your hands, and the social distancing. You want to keep those in sight. But what we're doing is we're taking little baby steps. All right, so now we're opening up outdoor restaurants. All right, then we're going to open indoor restaurants. Well, one of the things we tried was nightclubs. That didn't work out so well. It seems that that's kind of a petri dish for this virus to make our numbers great. But the point is, you don't want to go in a speedboat too far away from the shore, because you don't know what's out there. There may be some sharks out there that can upend your boat. And that's what's happening here in the United States, as opposed to the European Union and China and South Korea. You know, these other countries, the United Kingdom, are all seeing their numbers go down. It's because what they're doing is they're going in their boat, yeah, they're moving away from the shore, but at the same time, they're keeping the shore in sight so that they have that degree of certainty. And what we've done is we said, hey, we had Memorial Day, all right, we're loosening the restrictions that are there. Okay, everything's okay, we're back to normal. Here's the point. You have to stick around to the end to see, to make sure that you achieve your burning desire, and you have to do it on a step-by-step basis. That's the thing that we are not doing here in the United States, and that's the thing that is separating us in a bad way from the rest of the countries in the world. I mean, a lot of people didn't want Americans to go visit their shores as it was. Now, they have an actual terrific reason. It's like, hey, you guys are sick, you're not taking care of it, you're going to spread it back to us? No thanks, we don't want it. So, as far as being resourceful is concerned, yeah, you got to step out of your comfort zone. Yeah, you want to keep the shore in sight, but as you go further and further out, it creates the certainty that what you're doing is the correct activity. And at the end, one of the things is the further you get out of your comfort zone, the more comfortable you are with what was previously an uncomfortable scenario. This is true as far as this virus is concerned. This is true as far as you advancing in your life, in seeking your burning desire. It's critical that you be persistent to the end when seeking your burning desire, because once again, what is knowledge? Knowledge is wisdom plus experience. And because we will never end a meeting on a philosophical note, Let's all get out there and charge! I'm Eli's dad.